동괴도 제자제를 선전 신제마도 되자 본전바 저절롬보다 버지베그 셔제자부자던 거전zo 도는는 저러 던제도 라마라발라에 지서성 로zan연된 잠성 알아반 된주 동전저 베gel서 돌전전전들로 나로다 말밤말라 주제 감보바 파모르바 저반도 공바 가줄라마 남제다 조시 다 don't think about it. Shubaina. Roa simji jinji pamanam. Down simji bunking doa pangs. Take gares sunkuri shubaina. Roa simji tamji. ngaran solo hajang ke tin chewa ke phama shatari songse tendra yimba la teni ngaran so ke shedang la soba ke teni toso pang yaba ina yang na toso la teni kadin yimba ngo ma shite teni trilin lokpar jante tanda che jabaina teni teni lokpar jar shidu nun che la so ba che yabaina teni hajang pampo re song.
Okay. So then the ninth of these great losses to rare human life is all the sentient beings have been our kind parents and any one of our previous births. So we ought to acknowledge our gratitude to them if we not only forget them, but also react against them with negative mind states. And then it says in parentheses, such as desire, anger, pride, greed, attachment, or envy. This is also a tremendous loss to this rare human life. So what this is referring to then is that regarding all sentient beings as our own dear mother or father is appropriate in that all sentient beings have at one point in time or another been our own mother or father in former lives. And so then to have a mind of anger towards them or to harbor any negative mind state, or to fail to recognize their kindness, failure to recognize their kindness for what it is, or to harm them in any way is a tremendous loss to this human life.
Tajirdan te kapsung atsoki sim ta pama shibadela luke pama. Teni tata ngarang chola ngarang cho khata lunde nangking ke pama dela luke pama labre. Teni te leg wangyang pama chade yore. Lutan le niga tonen jawa yode bare. Teni ta tata ke ngarang cho ka pama to ke ngarang cho ta chung kapsa ne teni se tang goma la soba jimba tang teni rempe yin de lobjong tang xiu la soba tamche ke kokap nawa tang te la soba ke ta ngarang cho remchi chalong chong ba indu ngarang cho sosu ngune phama la pha cheng roba che mi ba yin ya korang cho ke teni chakjin kang mebuto ne ngarang chola kadin chang yo bare te chang yo ba indu teni te ngarang cho ka tambo ngo hi teni te ngo hi ba la ti ne tata ngarang cho ka phama to so ke kanda chen ngarang sola ropa na japjor na wa na yin ke teni simjin thamje ta ngarang sola tara das phama dang jigba jigjang cha de yuri samne tanda samno ten khorwa ina ten tela marshiba sin sunghyori.
So often we talk about, knowing or understanding beings as our parents, or knowing beings as our mother. And so there are the parents who are responsible for our physical body. In this life, for instance, we have our parents who have given us our very body, our very form of flesh and blood. And then there are our parents through karma. Since we have been small, since we were little, or from the time that we were babies, our parents have looked after us. Our mother has given us milk. She's nourished us and kept us alive. She has, supported us and guided us through the different stages of learning and so forth. And so we can reflect upon all of the ways in which our parents have helped us and provided for us, step by step throughout our lives. And so it's really important to reflect on this in such a way that it gives us a sense of real gratitude and appreciation for the kindness of our parents. We should recognize their kindness. We should recognize their great sacrifice and kindness. And so just as all sentient beings have been our own mother or father at one point or another throughout our lives, our limitless lives, then they have all helped us and supported us as such. And so therefore we can reflect upon their kindness with real gratitude. And so when we recognize their kindness in this way, then we also feel inspired or moved to help them and support them in whatever way that we can. And so this is what is referred to as knowing one's mothers, or knowing that all beings have been one's mother.
Ngaran soken namshite mai ngar de chapani zonde ma ke tru sam jamje ge tru la tin de den remji chalong chong yong ware deni ngaran so mai ngar de dawa go ta shama chula per na chu cham la nga so mang yo sa te so chang la de ge yor ti che de la deni tam ma la ka nga tang ka ngar mambo yore pe na chimo ni bu ka so namju na yin le la bo ama morang ndo ba na yin ni chok chok ma re teni yang na ama te chemo che ya la ga bo yu khin ji na da wa go tang shama chö rin na teni namju na yin chemo kare che tin na che chok chok la bo cha ke yo ma re kala kare sa tina sa chokcho chake yomare teni yang no chola so ba ke che kare tong dina tong chocho chake yomare to so chama kare chinere isina ama ke ranjing ke pugla tsewa de yobare ti chani ngarang zola ngarang zo ama ke ngal yo ba kapsni ngarang zola ama de pe ka den chimbo cha de yore Tina yinke tate amate ngarang sola kadin chimbo yimbana yinke taye besimjin tamje jang ngarang sola kadin chimbo chade yore. Taye besimjin dada tamje mina ngarang soga yinje sola je zuba sola gom. Zuba gomyor tang, hinji chiyor, dendrak simchin dada tamji mipa yina, teni ngarang sola, hinji gomba ke dreba kawani yungari. Zuba gomben dreba kawani yungari. Ta tendala samno tama yina, teni ting timpa, teni kading timpa thoni, teni yang ngarang soke simchin tamji la jamba, tang hinji chigo yore.
So our consciousness has relied upon the womb of a mother to, the mother has, our mothers have lent us their very body for the formation of our own body in order, so their bodies or their wombs are like a boat that brings us into the boat that brings us kind of across the ocean or into this world. And the mother, while she has us in her womb for 9 months, often more than 9 months, she undergoes great hardship and difficulty during that time. She can't sleep as easily or readily as she was able to in the past. There are many things that she has to be very careful or cautious about doing. If she enjoyed, sort of playing games or maybe he means being athletic or in certain ways, then for 9 months, she can't participate in those games or those sports. If maybe there were certain foods that she particularly likes that she has to avoid during her pregnancy. She can't eat certain things. She can't drink certain things. There are a lot of difficulties that one's mother has to endure through the process of, pregnancy and birth. And she does all of this easily and readily without question, all for the love of her child. And so recognizing, for instance, even the kindness of our mother that she shows to us at the time when we're in her womb or during the time of her pregnancy is important. And in addition, when it comes to the kindness of sentient beings in general, all sentient beings, not only have they been our mothers, but it is through the presence of other sentient beings that we have an opportunity to develop compassion. It is in relationship to other sentient beings that we have an opportunity to develop patience. So if there weren't other sentient beings, then where would we have like an object for generating compassion? How would we have an object for generating patience? And when they're generating these qualities, then how would we ever experience their fruition? So in that way, we can also reflect on the great kindness of sentient beings.
Lalin sobdun nana nuji tamchi rinchin rimboche ke terta sombare son yorwa ti na yinke ta ngarang so ke tata simjin dada tamche ko jamchun nan khordo yodu tani teso ngarang so ke phama maje pane chikyang midu tani teso ke ngarang so la kadin ja chenbo che jangyo yo ba yin zang 다 ngaran so ka tara tinzo go yori tinzo shibate tilin jar go yori ta tilin jaya te karikan jar go yori sina tilin jaya la thalam mangbo yobanange chodu jurbade jam ninje nyamni chine tilin jaya te chadu yori te ende ta ngaran so ka tara jam ninje te toni da kadin jar go te la tinzo a so yori.
So also, as it says in the 37 Bodhisattva practices, Harm doers are more precious than a precious treasure. So even those who do us harm should be regarded as even more precious than a precious treasure. Or we should value them even greater than a precious treasure. Has any harm doer, any enemy that we find challenging, has not only have they been our own kind mother or father in former lives, but through testing our patience and causing our patience and compassion to grow, they have shown us great kindness. So it's important to recognize their kindness as such, and then having recognized their kindness, we must repay their kindness. So what is the best way to repay their kindness? The best way to repay their kindness is through practicing or cultivating, training in love and compassion. And as much as we train in love and compassion, then we really are repaying the kindness of our mothers. Sentient beings.
Ta namjing nga chu jamche lamdu lamkin de la le la pon ro che jamche zo me yinda ge kansna yinda ge lamsang ha ko ro jamche zo de nin de la yang le la pon ro jo jamche lap so jam ning je lap so sim ro che yo re de ta nga chu te to la jondan ro je ma je ba ina nga samna jamse la ya de le la po chi mari samdo te le la po member jumsin kan ri sina jamse la ya de sem na lo je go yo chor ba ke seb la je go yo ma do ke jamse la ya de ka hi sa cha yin ba je na do do ro je ra ya je yo ma ro te ra ya mi ba yin zang chor ba na de na jamse se je wa de la cake de ka ri sina nu sem de rin do yin no bar si no sem de pe ko ten sabo rin da te ten sabo yin za mun tumbo mu chimbo ke ra chimbo ji yang na nyam ni yung kin na na ndo de no sem de yin no sem de ko no sem de tak par ko sem nang de den kin te ri ma da no sem la ya de lover de chin na chen de lam sang jin ya ji rin da no sem la ya de no sem de gadu jing ba na jamze la de lam sang la do ti gaps ko be ning ka chen bo ji cha de do nam ju no sem la de ha jang mi de wa na yin ji sem ko de no sem la de ha jang ha lam zna za ma zang jang cha de ba ro ji yin ba yin na yang ko jin dan chen de lower de no sem de sem na ji ya ji rin do de ji yong ni zong de ti gaps chu jamze de la do 당가는 저거 잠재 돌아 존다르지 마제 바이나 다 잠재 될래 한번 많이 봐 되니 란투고 요리스
So generally, when we say love and compassion, or loving kindness very easily, we say we can just it's very easy to say love or loving kindness. And likewise, for those who hear it, it's really easy to hear, and they sort of think like, oh yeah, love, loving kindness or love and compassion. But actually, really, it's not so easy to say, because when you really understand the meaning, then it requires actually developing that mind state. And it is something that's very subtle, it's ephemeral. It's not like some solid thing that you can get from some other place. So sometimes when we speak of love and compassion, we do so kind of like that, thinking it's like some solid thing that, comes from some place. But it is much more difficult to really say the words with a real presence of mind that is permeated by the actual feeling or emotion. And the opposite, or that which destroys the mind of loving kindness, is the mind of ill will or harmful intention. And so if the mind of ill will arises, and a mind of ill will, it's not something that's like, these aren't sort of permanent states, but they are temporary. So the mind of ill will may arise due to conditions, in any given moment and for any given duration or period of time. But when it does arise for the duration that it is present, then whatever trace of a loving mind or whatever loving mind that may have been there is immediately lost. And so there's no, when the mind of ill will is present, then the mind of love is gone. And yet it takes conditions. When conditions arise, then the negative mind states come to the forefront, and with the presence of those negative mind states, then the mind of love becomes lost.
직직을 누지 지그 요방아 좀 통고도아 대도 고소 삼제 잠제들 라용 그요로 양 충산의 충청만 버트로마 담제 양 직직은 세와지 인거도아 맞은 통고도아 대 담제 뒷값 고란 저 잠제들 라용 그요로 된다 인장 노셈 라야의 셈능라 요찬 존데 가드 노셈 지나 가디 값서 잠제들 라의 요sem낭네 다대 인장 당가는 저 남자 윤데 semte magomba ina jamzik tola semte magomba ina teni lelhapo yong ti jamzi nyamni ti chi thya je mayin patna ringwa
Kongka jimadi
namju nga so ke yangse jondan da maje ba ina teni jamse te nyamni chi je te mantune jun seng ne nyamni chi ya te le labo rimdo
So we see examples of, like really kind of big or important people, harming one another or being harmful to one another out of harmful intent or ill will. Likewise, we can witness even small insects harming one another. And whenever there is that presence of ill will or harmful intent, then loving kindness is gone, it disappears. And so for this reason, and it's temporary, it is the temporary, due to the temporary arising of those harmful intentions or negative mind states, then in whatever temporary moment where that negative mind state is present, then one just easily loses the state of the qualities of loving kindness. So for this reason, it's very important that we continuously, again and again, cultivate or train in the mind state and developing the mind states of loving kindness. And if we don't continuously make an effort to train in this way, then it's just so easily lost. We are easily we're vulnerable to the temporary mind of ill will arising at any moment and causing that attitude of loving kindness to disappear, to be lost.
당아 소 남주 진시tin 송코요레테 데타 장조 그 셈고 돌아 진시티나 텔 라스 줘봐 요사마르와 장조 그 셈고 당 돌아 진시tin 당테 당아란 소 남주 지초는 마담 냠드 데케요레 텐라 인자 다 소승은이 몰라 ngu tang ju kandani na yang nu machiwa titola trinchi tingo yore. Pinta na pinta to na pinta de da yin da yin. Ina nu da machiwa ke samno che tang ne ja chung chung ne ko nima re ke ja xie tang. Deni so so ke namjir ting tang di chun chu ne che so so trinchi ting ne yin la nu ma jong wa ke tena tola jango yoris.
And so, in order to practice in this way, this necessitates the cultivation or development of mindful awareness. So we have to rely on mindful awareness. And when we rely on mindful awareness in the context of, or as it pertains to maintaining or cultivating bodhichitta, there's no other form of practicing mindful awareness that is greater than this. So the best way to practice mindful awareness or sustaining mindful awareness is as it pertains to sustaining bodhicitta. And so in our relationships, for instance, at the Dharma Center, it is so crucial to practice not harming one another. So of course, we also need to do what we can to benefit one another. If we have an opportunity or a means to benefit one another or to benefit someone, then of course we must do what we can to benefit others. But at the very least, it is so important to be conscious of not causing harm, doing what we can to not harm others. Each and every day to think about this, with regard to, even just the expressions that we give to one another, the words that we say, and so forth. It's so important to practice in this way so that we don't cause harm, whether intentional or unintentional.
Perna churang lakang dina na yung kuyo bayina churang ke go lakang go kale siyon kale seya katinchiting te tinchit kare chiting go yorisna o nang nama kahya gom jabde yojuri te nga gom de la parche yong rugari te na kale go te kale se go samyang raw yana churang ke te perna machila kamar nawa ina yang kase toto ke kuyap tang jamzi yupotone kamar nangdo tanda samno tang kain sina parab matel sem de magawa ji goya jumsi mado si ta tanda ndo tola tin hitina tani jamzel lo jang goyris.
And so, for instance, when entering the meditation hall or the shrine room, the temple, even just to carefully open the door, to slowly and gently open the door, to be mindful of slowly opening the door or quietly opening the door is a form of, being mindful about not causing harm. Because when one thinks, oh, there are people meditating in the temple, and so therefore, if I he opened the door kind of in a rough or loud way or close the door loudly, then I might disturb their meditation. I might create, I might disturb them. So therefore, one has the intention to then be mindful in how they open the door so as not to disturb or disrupt the meditation of others. Or, for instance, when speaking with someone, when you're engaged in conversation, to really make a point of being receptive to that person with an attitude of loving kindness. To listen to them or to engage in conversation in a loving way, because in such a way that you make that other person feel good or feel happy, to practice mindful awareness in such a way is a really great training and developing the attitude of loving kindness.
남준 다 인데 perna churang ke hyandung da oje ndong do ko yona churang ro ba te ke churang ramla yoba ma te ke gom jab de yona o ta churang ke chungchong we ne ndong ya tin hiting go yor kare sense na o ta nga ke ro ba te gom jab de yore ngarang ke hyandung dung go yore ni ka ge gewa du ko yore te cho ke chimbo jaba na o gom de la parche yong do gri sam te ni ke chungchong ro ba jin dong yang je ke nang la hyandung ro ji song den da ji do yo na o churang de la yang gom ja lun ro yo na o ta nga ta ra gom de sa cha yin ba la ja gu sa re te na je ke hyandung song den do wa de la parche yong do gri te nge te parche me ji sam ya ro o den da bin tin hi tin ni ka ge ge wa du ko yo ba yin na yang jam je la nyam ni jin de den sam shi jin ne o den da ji go yo re ma do ke o nga ge wa du ko yo ko gom jan re ma jan re nge ge wa du ko yo yin da yang nge ke cha cho re sam den da sam no den dang so na den de ke yo re
And so, continuously or on a regular basis, to do what we can to be considerate of one another is really very important. So, for instance, if we're sitting in the temple and we're reciting texts or we're chanting, and there's somebody else in the temple and they're meditating, to be considerate of that person's practice, to be mindful of how loud we chant so as not to disrupt that person's meditation. Likewise, if somebody is meditating in the temple and then somebody else is chanting, then for the person who is meditating to be considerate of the person who is chanting and to think, oh, they want to chant right now. I don't want to disrupt their practice by having them feel like they have to chant quietly because I'm meditating. Maybe I'll go meditate somewhere else. These are both examples of both, people, both sides being considerate of one another. On the other hand, so even when it comes to virtuous activities, to practice this kind of loving regard and consideration for one another is hugely beneficial. On the other hand, if we kind of think like, oh, well, I'm practicing virtue, and so therefore, it's important that I chant, and it's important that I practice virtue. Who cares if somebody else is meditating? I'm practicing virtue. And so that's obviously not a very considerate attitude. But to avoid that kind of attitude and instead to really have mindfulness when it comes to being considerate to one another.
Teni chirang chipo langa nan roba kapso yang chanchuk sem thola tinchi tin o ta nga ke sem din nalo la chamche chanchuk sem yu songwa ina nga gompa janan roko yoba tunkin ke simchin tamche tam batroma sunjula pin thon rogri yang nga zupo ke trama te pho ro sa ke batroma ta tendra sunjula la pin gri yang nga mekin tunkin ke cha dan jiu dan o tini simjin teda tamje la pin rogri dewe nga ke robo kapse yang semna janchuk sem ji ne rogo samne tinshi tin ta tanawan rogo yoris.
Likewise, we can practice mindful awareness with regard to a loving attitude our loving kindness when we're walking on a path or when we're walking down the road. So as we walk and we're mindful of all of the ants or small creatures and insects, not to harm them or step on them. And likewise then to make the aspiration, may any sentient being who comes in contact with me, any being who smells my form, any being who sees me with their eyes, may they be benefited. And so to have that kind of aspiration too is a way of practicing mindful awareness with regard to loving kindness.
Teni soson tsina ni nyarsa na ma ni bu kap se yang o nga lula simbu japcha ma bo yores nga koran so gen koryong ra wo je cha de yore dewe na nga ke jamse je gomni tikane ma ni khok so na teni koran so chama la dewa gawa da dewa yongri samne o tanda tin shi tin ne teni ni ko go yores.
So likewise, when we fall asleep at night, for instance, we can, with mindfulness, we can reflect on the fact that in our body, there are countless kind of microscopic living beings, countless creatures or bacteria and microscopic life, and so to think, if I generate a mind state of loving kindness, then all of those beings that pervade my own body will feel blissful and happy. And so with mindfulness that's sort of regarding the welfare of all the beings who fill or occupy your own body, to generate a loving mind or a loving attitude with the wish for their benefit is a way to practice a mindful awareness with regard to loving kindness.
Teni tsamza ngara te tinga dong ne perna xingdong xingto yongkin ke xingdong de zan ramlan ro andron teni da ngara so geja hie koran so la geja hie la ju sem ko chobo to ne kanda hie go risina o da xingdong churang xingto de mi ne tin tik jumsin ke simji mambo che ke churang ke xingto de san pin to go no tin nga ya de ta be simjin tan je la pin to ba yong hyo ro sam no ta na chi ta o xingdong churang ke teni o 가복 자마 탐지 심진 탐지를 지 teni 가복 저로 탐지 저랑 그 철린 그 데이터가 나야 돈이 지통게 랑게 대와데 인라 때통긴다 인지 동하데 랑게 당들린 통게 된다 돈이 그냥이 용통 이제 용효 상야 된다 그 삼는거 어 행동 저랑게 다 야가 차와 체부값서 되니 심진 망보질라 세드 드마라서 바진 초랑 협을 되네 되니 초랑 그 잡은도 와서 심진 망보지 잡은도가 차와래 디나 인가야 용효산 다 소소지보 요보값서 행동다 메도당 다 뜻수 자는 돈 되니 소소게지 따라가면서 커뮤니케이션 깨지한다고 제 샘 초부터는 희엔 어디니 소소게 장초그 샘데 야제당 들을 히팅 고요리스.
So Khenpo says sometimes he practices in this way. For example, when he sees a fruit tree, then sometimes he'll spend some time, he'll take time looking at the fruit tree, and he'll actually talk to the tree, and he'll say, oh, you know, the way that you provide fruit, you bear fruit that then beings can eat and benefit from is such a beautiful expression of loving kindness. I hope to also be like that, to be able to bear fruit that others can partake of and therefore be benefited. Or sometimes he'll say to the tree, and how you take in sort of you clean the impurities of the air by taking them in, and then you send out oxygen, or you send out clean air that benefits beings. I also hope to be like that. May I practice Tonglen, or engage in the practice of giving and taking, and benefit beings as in a similar way. And then sometimes he'll say or think, and as you grow, as your branches grow, and your leafy foliage spreads, you provide shade or shadow that sentient beings can rest beneath, or can be protected from the sun. And so I also hope to be able to benefit beings like that, in such a way. So in that way, sometimes, when walking alone and witnessing the nature, to actually kind of engage in communication in such a way that it really stimulates a real feeling in the mind, and a real feeling of gratitude and like appreciation and loving kindness, is a practice also that we can, a way that we can also practice.
Tani nga tso te sakang to tsongkang to sola tabar roko yore, tusu kapse yang nga tso ke chala tsur nyo pe kya pa teke yore, koran sola ringpa teke yore te yina yang nga rang tsungu ne o ta ti pe kya teke ping tong ro hyo, koran sola tsong ke jawa lam ro yong hyo samne nga rang tsu kulong te harang jamze ke tola samna tang ne chen hi ti ne o tanda chi tani sakang to tsongkang nan ji ni yinda da tsongjam tran tong yong da o koran zu chama jawa lam ro yong sho yang na pe na jakang ji ne me ji ke ja jing tong go yo ba coffee ro jing tong go yo ba ngarang zu me ken tong ro ba ti kap se yang o ti koran tu coffee te ke koran semba ji bo yong sho lu de bo yong sho o ta tan ra o san ne nga zo ke tin hi te jan cho ke sem thola tin ba yin na Teni nga tso ke tal sem de remjin jar teni nu sem la ya de yong ya ke kokap de nyong ren ro ko yore. Teni nu sem de yong ya kokap de nyong ren ro ai na teni nga tso ke sem ge ju la ta jamse ke tu khar de takpar de ke yore te de pa la teni zubo yong zubo chowa zubo yong zubo ke na lo ke chowa de lu ke chowa de yong zubo jamse ke chapne Teni penna chona na cha taba na yin cha de teni ran yin ke lulan cham chang je kanga dang na cha chung je yo ba yin ya sem de chi de ke ser ke nu ne ser ji nu ne o ti jim sing ke teni te cham ke kanga mi ba kanga chung ren ro ba o de so ke ne kap chang na sam na ta ma yin na pin do den ra yo ba re teni jang cho ke sem la ya de san ji ke ju nya ji cha de yo re o de so jim sing Mambola Sama Tamayana, Teni Nazokata, Janjosem, Ganda Garchimbo Yemete, Teni Hakoko Yures.
So likewise, when we are out and about in the world, when we go to a restaurant or we buy something from the store. So of course, when we buy something, that thing, they're selling it and it has a price, but we can, when we pay for something or we give somebody money, then we can think, in this exchange, may this money benefit them? One can actually turn it into a practice of generosity, and in that act of giving money, have the wish or the aspiration that they may be benefited, that their business will go well, that they may do well in their business and have success in their in their business and their finances. And this becomes another way of practicing this mindfulness with regard to loving kindness, of cultivating loving kindness and in whatever given circumstance or situation. Or, for instance, when we see somebody drinking tea or coffee, then we can think, oh, I hope that they enjoy drinking that coffee or that tea. May they be happy and healthy. To have this sort of aspiration just through the condition of seeing somebody drinking tea or coffee. We can turn that very active witnessing something so simple into a practice of mindfully cultivating loving kindness. And if we use our situations or in everyday life in such a way that they help to sustain or to cultivate this mindful awareness with regard to loving kindness, the more that we do that, then the less and less frequently the mind of harmful intention or ill will arise. So the power of the tendency for thoughts of negative intent or ill will really diminishes. And not only that, but as the kind of mindfulness of loving kindness becomes more and more sustained and more and more of a constant mind state, then actually that loving kindness pervades our whole body, just like salt. Dissolving in water in a vessel of water, that all of that entire body of water becomes pervaded by the salt. And so likewise, our body will feel blissful and at ease, permeated by these mind states of loving kindness. And as such, when difficulties do arise, they will not be so unsettling to us. They won't be they won't disturb our body and mind there in such a strong way, because we are so permeated by this mind state of loving kindness that that even when difficulties or hardships arise, they won't affect us so much as they did before. And then like that, one really experiences an aspect of the Buddha's mind stream, the enlightened continuum of the Buddhas. And so this is why it is so precious and so important to actively cultivate the attitude of loving kindness.
Think of so young Gonda ma mani gangla samnotane o tatereni malangala nusem think katsechi song o terengal nusem thingma ni le jindoa ro chi sambaina teni shakpa ro chi teni jangjok sem gom nyarden de yorwa teni sani shoba ya lang de o katsangala nusem thingma ni chi song terenga no san thima ni le chege me san tamja je ho ta tra ji de ba na tini yang ko no sam de nyor ton ya la pinto chimbo yore.
Likewise, when you go to bed at night, you can reflect upon the content of your day, and you can ask yourself, how many times did I give rise to harmful intent or ill will? how many times did harmful intent arise in my mind? And upon reflecting, maybe you'll see, oh, okay, there were 2 times that I can recall where I had negative intentions or ill will arise. And then recognizing that, then you can confess that the arising of ill will, those 2 times of the arising of ill will, and then as you go to sleep and then wake up the next day, in the morning, you can start off your day by thinking, okay, yesterday I gave rise to a mind state of ill will on 2 occasions. Today, I'm really going to be committed to not giving rise to the mind of ill will or negative intentions or harmful intent. And so in that way, if we practice in that way, then the tendency for ill will or harmful intent to arise will really diminish.
Zada Kondo Shuba Nanjin, Namya Jun de Nyamli, Tanang Togo Karchimbori, Garci de Tokumi by in a young Nyama Jigla, Sosolulu de Ma Yogne Roa Sosunangla. Nazo Namba in Bichani Shuinda Sanji Jumdin de Chupong Jet Yodong Song Yore, Sama Zawa Janchuk Semundu Sondoa, Janchuk Sem Glabza Janya Rido. Tata but the lama gave him Mamud and Nikachu, Hubare, Teso Sama, Janchuk Sem Glabza Janya Sondoa. Tanga can Nima Jelen Netel John Darchi, Tsuda Jig, the Hanamas and Sinrek Bana Yivine. The last some of Tanganeta and Nima Jigla, Lulu Den, Tabde answer, Jenteni, Janchuk Sem Kanda, Dojik Droa Janyana. Teni ta draw ya po jinyon de teni kala kala churang draw per jancho sem dolo draw per ne yang jancho sem de ya jachir to ya la pinto yo siparwa.
Likewise, so if you can practice in such a way as, you know, all of these different methods that Khenpo has kindly given us, and as much as we can practice in that way, then and in whatever ways that we can to cause mindful awareness of loving kindness increase, then we'll really see lasting results. We'll really experience the development of qualities. And also, for instance, if you're at home, if you can spend some time in a sort of solitary, you know, or if you can spend a good deal of time, you know, like maybe a day reflecting on the bodhisattvas or the life stories of the past masters. So the Buddha taught for 84,000 categories of Buddha Dharma, and the root of all those 84,000 teachings can be subsumed, or it really comes down to the cultivation of bodhichitta. And all of the Buddhas of the past, all of the great bodhisattvas have all trained in the methods for developing bodhicitta, and as a result, they have brought about the ultimate fruition. And so if we spend a day really analyzing or investigating according to the Buddha's teachings, like almost in a scientific way, and doing so, you know, in a relaxed mind state, in a state that sort of causes us to feel relaxed and at ease, and then we'll really develop a real mind of rejoicing, or really feeling delighted or gladdened by the example of the bodhisattvas. And as we generate a real feeling of inspiration and joy with regard to their example, then that through that joy and rejoicing, it helps to facilitate the arising of bodhicitta in our own mind stream. And so this also becomes a useful method in cultivating bodhicitta.
Sanje ge yongding zhin de tok yongding de zewa geran yinjin de dang qinbe ge yishi de ni zhin tam na teni sanje la ngarang so ge zhuo dang dangwa jin yong ge ba teni ben sanje ge qinbe yishi de nima ge uzer na yin cha de yori zewa ge tok je de nima de ge zhukor na yi cha de yori ten ngarang so la nima ge 우지보 요바게 나초가 산제게 용딘 진두 산제게 데니 침비 이히 데 진고 요레 데니 침버게 이히 데니마가 우저나 인차데 요레 데니 산제게 제버게 툭제데 진고 요레 산제게 제버 툭제데 니마게 주나 인차데 요레 손장 아란솔라 니마게 우 고혼돌라 아란솔라 니마게 주 고혼도와 오 다데 인두 다데 다베데 산제르 요바 하고네 데니 소소아 데다베 톰두 제게 달로데 강강게야 제용거 여러봐
So as Buddhists, actually, we should spend some time reflecting on and recollecting or reflecting upon the enlightened qualities of the Buddhas. And so the quality of the Buddha is such that he has his enlightened qualities can be sort of subsumed into the two of omniscient wisdom or omniscient primordial wisdom and loving compassion or love. And so when we reflect on these qualities, then it really generates a sense of joy and delight. And so the omniscient wisdom of the Buddha is like the sun, and the loving compassion, the Buddha's love, is like the warmth of the sun. And so we need both the sun and the sun's warmth. And so in that way, we can reflect upon the qualities of the Buddha in such a way that it also helps us to cultivate these qualities.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. So then we can close today's session here, and then we will pick up again on Wednesday.
Sunam de Tonje Zebanye Tovanye Bedana Panze Chega Nanja Balon Joba Seben Zolen Joba Jo. Oh, take class on the Sanje Kitty Nuba, Sanje Nuba de Chimpi Ishi Dang, Zeb took the Ni Latina Yonkayore. Take class.
So actually, we forgot one thing, and that's just to say that the power of the Buddha, the power of the Buddha is the combination of these two, the omniscient wisdom and loving compassion.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jambar Baba Jadar Jamba Dang Gunda Zambo Deyan Dejan Deda Gunja Juza Dalo Jegawan Deda Damja Rado Ngo Pama Simjin Damje Deda Danger Minroy Damje Dada Tomar Jo Janjo Zamba Ganda Zarjo Ba Deda Gunja Molan Ba Jo Simjin neba chinye ba nyurde nele tarje robe ne namale ba ta de jongwa me ba jo Chanjo Zemjo Rombo Je Maji Banam Tijer Jiba Nyamba Meba Yaguna Gunda Bewa Jo. Thank you very much.